What would the universe be like without gravity? Gravity is one of the fundamental forces that shapes everything in the universe. From the formation of stars and planets to the way galaxies move, gravity governs the motion of everything with mass. But have you ever wondered what the universe would be like without gravity? The answer is darker and far more chaotic than you might imagine. In this detailed exploration, we'll take a journey through the cosmic consequences of a universe without gravity. By stripping away this invisible force that holds everything together, we'll see how it would unravel the structure of space, time, and matter as we know it. The very foundations of existence would be torn apart, leaving behind a void of unimaginable chaos. Let's dive deep into the terrifying world of a universe devoid of gravity. 1. No stars, no planets, just dust and chaos. Without gravity, the universe would be a fundamentally different place from the moment of its creation. Gravity is the force that pulls matter together, allowing dust and gas to collapse into stars and eventually planets. In a universe without gravity, matter could not clump together. Imagine the early universe as a soup of particles floating aimlessly. After the Big Bang, the universe was filled with clouds of hydrogen gas, but without gravity, these clouds would never condense. Stars could never form, because it's gravity that causes the gas to collapse in on itself, igniting nuclear fusion in the core of stars. Without stars, the night sky would be completely dark. No sun would rise in the morning. There would be no light, no heat, and no energy to support life. Planets too would never have formed, because planets are born from the leftover gas and dust around young stars. Instead of solar systems, galaxies, and planets, the universe would be nothing more than a thin, diffuse mist of particles scattered aimlessly across space. 2. A lifeless void. In our gravity-bound universe, life is intimately tied to the existence of planets, stars, and stable environments. On Earth, gravity allows our planet to hold an atmosphere and provides the conditions necessary for life to exist. Without gravity, Earth wouldn't exist in the first place, nor would any other planet. Imagine an existence where no solid ground exists beneath your feet. There would be no oceans, no mountains, no trees, and no living creatures. In fact, without gravity to hold gases together, even the basic elements of life, water, oxygen, and carbon, would drift off into space, never forming the complex molecules needed for living organisms. Life as we know it would be utterly impossible in a universe without gravity. Even if we were to somehow imagine life in this gravity-free universe, it would face a horrifying struggle. There would be no place to stand, no air to breathe, and no way to grow or evolve. Life needs gravity to create environments where it can thrive, and without gravity, the entire concept of life becomes a distant impossibility. Time and space would be warped beyond recognition. Gravity not only affects matter, it also warps space and time itself. In Einstein's theory of general relativity, gravity is described as the bending of space-time by mass. Without gravity, the fabric of space-time would behave in strange and unpredictable ways. Time and space, which seem so stable and unchanging in our everyday lives, would become bizarre and chaotic without the influence of gravity. For example, black holes, which are regions of space where gravity is so strong that not even light can escape, wouldn't exist. In our universe, black holes play a crucial role in shaping galaxies and the large-scale structure of the universe. Without gravity, these strange cosmic objects would vanish, leaving behind only an empty, featureless void. Worse yet, gravity also affects the flow of time. Near a massive object, time slows down due to the curvature of space-time. Without gravity, this effect would disappear, and the way we experience time could become completely unpredictable. Time might stretch endlessly or collapse into nothingness in different regions of the universe, making it impossible to make sense of events or establish any sense of order in the cosmos. 4. Galaxies would disintegrate. In the universe we know, gravity is the glue that holds galaxies together. A galaxy is a massive system of stars, gas, dust, and dark matter, all bound together by the force of gravity. Without gravity, galaxies would not be able to exist. Our Milky Way, which houses billions of stars, would be scattered across space like grains of sand blown in the wind. Stars, which orbit the centers of galaxies under the pull of gravity, would drift off into the void. In fact, The very concept of a galaxy would cease to exist in a universe without gravity. Instead, individual stars, if they could even form, would wander aimlessly, forever drifting away from each other. Without galaxies, there would be no structures in the universe. Everything would be in a state of chaos, with no central points of organization. The universe would be a dark, cold, and empty expanse where nothing meaningful could ever form or persist. Number 5. Dark energy would dominate. Another horrifying aspect of a universe without gravity is that dark energy, the mysterious force responsible for the accelerated expansion of the universe, would dominate unchecked. In our universe, gravity counteracts dark energy to some extent, slowing down the expansion of space. However, without gravity, there would be no force to oppose dark energy. This would cause the expansion of the universe to accelerate even more rapidly, tearing apart the fabric of space itself. Over time, galaxies, stars, and even atoms would be ripped apart by this relentless expansion, a phenomenon known as the Big Rip. In this scenario, the universe would not only be devoid of stars and planets, but also in a constant state of violent expansion. Space itself would stretch and tear, making it impossible for any structures, no matter how small, to remain intact. Even particles could be torn apart, leaving behind a universe that is nothing but a thin, cold haze of radiation, an utterly bleak and lifeless void. 6. No orbits, no stability. One of the most profound effects of gravity in our universe is that it allows for orbits. Planets orbit stars, moons orbit planets, and stars orbit the centers of galaxies, all thanks to the gravitational pull that keeps these celestial bodies in motion. Without gravity, these orbits would cease to exist. Planets, if they could form at all, would not stay in stable paths around stars. Moons would drift away from their planets, and stars would be flung out of galaxies, no longer held by their gravitational centers. The entire concept of a solar system, with planets in regular orbits around a central star, would vanish. Instead, everything in the universe would move in straight lines, forever traveling outward in random directions. There would be no stability, no cycles, and no predictability in the motion of objects. The elegant balance of forces that allows Earth to stay in a stable orbit around the Sun, and for life to exist in a stable environment, would be replaced by chaos and disorder. 7. No tides, no weather, no seasons. On Earth, gravity plays a crucial role in shaping our environment. The tides, caused by the gravitational pull of the Moon, would no longer exist in a gravity-free universe. Oceans, if they could form at all, would become still and lifeless. Without gravity, there would also be no atmosphere, and therefore no weather. Rain, wind, and clouds are all driven by the gravitational pull of the Earth, which holds the atmosphere close to the surface. Without gravity, the atmosphere would dissipate into space, leaving Earth, if it existed, a barren, airless rock. Seasons, too, are a result of the Earth's orbit around the Sun and its axial tilt, both of which are dependent on gravity. Without gravity, there would be no seasons, no cycles of growth and renewal. The planet's climate, if it existed at all, would be locked in a lifeless, unchanging state. 8. Conclusion: a universe in ruin. Without gravity, the universe would be unrecognizable. It would be a dark, cold, and empty place, devoid of stars, planets, and life. Matter would drift aimlessly through space, never forming into the structures that make our universe so rich and diverse. Time and space would become unpredictable, and dark energy would rip apart the very fabric of reality. In this gravity-free nightmare, the delicate balance that allows life, stability, and order to exist would be destroyed. The universe would be reduced to chaos, a lifeless void where nothing meaningful could ever emerge. It's gravity that makes the universe what it is, and without it, existence itself would be nothing but a fleeting whisper in the vast emptiness of space.